Hi guys, putting here with the community replay from Old School Gaming YT, and the YT stands for YouTube. Now, if you guys haven't already gone to check out his channel, please do so because he does offer a very interesting perspective to the game. Hopefully, I will have done everything right and there will be some sort of annotation somewhere for you guys to click to go check out his channel. He does have one heck of a good Asashio replay that I did check out, and he is one of the very few people that I actually do watch that does World of Warships. Now, he is in a premium German destroyer, the T-61, and it's pretty much just better than the tech tree counterpart. His butter concealment, T-61 has 6.1 compared to the Gade that has 6.6. Their torpedoes are pretty much the same. He does trade that concealment for a little bit of health. As you can see here, it's 14,700 and the Gade is 16,500. Now, of course, I was looking at my destroyer comparatively. Well, 16.5 might not be the base. I do believe I do have survivability on there. It does get a little bit longer range with his main batteries, which could be a downside, because he shoots out to 11.6 where the Gate is 10.9. Guns reload faster by almost a full second, and the fire chance is pretty much the same. Now, as you can see, we are on standard battle on, what is this, Trident, and I'm not sure who he has targeted for his torpedoes, but I can guarantee you it's not the Fuso at 15 kilometers. Now, I do believe he is sending possibly against the Kirov, because that would realistically be the only target, because like I said, these are same as the Gate, which means they are only 8 kilometers. He sent one set, holding the second set for the better, you know, like for when he's going to come out. Hopefully you have this guy think that the torps went by and it's safe. Now he's using his guns and he's not spotted, so what does he do? Slows down and stops and continues to pew-pew this guy. Because if you can shoot without wasting a smoke at a target and pew-pew it to death or help it die even faster, that's a good thing because you're saving a consumable. He notices he was targeted and instantly, I'm going to assume, looked at the minimap and saw that it was this Fusion and starts shooting at this guy. Now, he doesn't know where the torps were sent against, so of course, you're a German DD, you might as well hit your magic screw your torpedo button. He sends one set of torp at the smoke screen, and these are sort of dangerous torps. And what I mean by sort of dangerous is the Iowa looks like he's pushing around the corner. Now, while he's 9 kilometers away, he can easily make up that 1 kilometer distance if he plays it incorrectly. But I'm going to assume he sent these more or less where the DD was into the island. But as you can see, this Iowa's, he's coming aggressively, and he could easily eat one of these torps because he is clearly making up that distance relatively quick. Poor Fusion is backing up. He really has no choice at this point. And he eats one torpedo. But luckily for Old School, the enemy DD killed the Iowa, so he wouldn't get any team damage, and that was awfully nice of that DD doing that for him before he's about to die. Now, I don't know why this Fusion did not have his guns looking this direction, because you knew Old School was here, and you know what, Old School did this right. You know, he had his hydro running. He hydro rushed him, you know, used the speed boost, you know, maximized as the cars honk. and maximize his hydro. Now, oh look, there's a red plane flying around and it doesn't say Ranger above it, which means it's probably a cruiser. I'm going to assume he set these torps due to his RPF, and you know what? Let's hope they hit, because if they hit, it's a good thing, but it looks like he's easily going to clear all of these. So I'm going to assume, you know what, he sent them more or less right where it was saying, where RPF was saying, instead of maybe anticipating this guy going forward. But the nice thing about the German destroyer line is, while their torpedoes may not do massive amount of damage, they do reload fairly quickly. I do believe the T-61 reloads faster than the Gade. I believe it's 68 seconds. I don't recall. And the Gade is like 81. But I mean, the T-61 is just so much far superior to the Gade. And if you really like playing low-tier German destroyers, I highly recommend picking it up if it is on sale, because I do not know, because I do believe I own one, and once I buy a ship I don't really pay attention to it ever being on sale. Now, he is open water shooting this Ioba. For whatever reason, he's not spotted. And I don't recall if he hit his... No, he did hit his smoke cloud. And you know what? That's why. He did a nice job there baiting the guy to take a couple shots in on him. His hydro is going to come up relatively quick. And as soon as it's up, you might as well hit it, because it is a Japanese cruiser. But it looks like the Ioba had his eyes on the New Mexico for his torpedoes, instead of trying to torp a DD that has hydro and smoke. Now, I do like how he's doing everything he can to help out his New Mexico, but we all know what the Ioba is going to do. He's going to turn all the way around to drop his torps again. Those were not dangerous torps to send, because the New Mexico is clearly running away, and he dropped it behind the New Mexico. He's trying to help this New Mexico survive, because you know what, the longer battleship survives, it makes the DD's life actually easier. Now this guy may accidentally, this guy is going to turn back into Old School's torps as he finished them off, and there's, I was going to say, there was like a Yamato-sized gap in those torps, but unfortunately, the New Mexico wasn't able to fit his ship into that gap and failed to turn to try to get into it. I suspect he was trying to keep all of his guns to bear. I do that sometimes too, and realistically what you need to do is, like if you're going against the DD, bow in, or you know, when you're running right, have your ass ends facing straight at it, and just use your two turrets. It's going to be the safer option, especially with you know what, torpedoes. Like if planes are coming in, eat the plane torpedoes, don't eat the ship-based torpedoes. Now, Old School is sending, obviously, against the Koenig, who is now finally starting to go forward, because I suspect he spotted. And, oh, look, here comes torp planes. He didn't send them all at once. He kind of held off to see what this gentleman... Oh, sorry for the yawning, guys. What this gentleman was going to do, but he opens up with his guns to potentially make this guy slow down, stop, do something to eat these torpedoes. You know, hey, look at me, I didn't shoot my torpedoes, I promise. But what he makes is the correct move here. He starts shooting at the Dallas because the Dallas is low health and the Dallas has faster pew pew. To where the Koenig just has, you know what, big pew pew. You know, he's going to do massive damage. Now he's going to find a little shallow hill here and shoot over. And like I said, if you can get away with using islands to shoot instead of your smoke, that's good because you're going to save yourself on the consumable. Now, I don't know what the rocket planes from the Ranger were doing, but as you can see, OldSchool is trying to send torps. And what he's actually going to do is something really, really cheeky and nasty that you just don't see very often. The Koenig did shoot, so he's got a, well, he had a 20-second at the initial shot, but hopefully this gentleman is going to shoot again. But as you saw, he pretty much dropped his torps right where this guy's at. So, one in case the guy was going forward, and one just a little bit behind in case the guy was going reverse. And the reason for that is because the Dallas that OldSchool sank or killed is sinking right in the front of the Koenig, which means his only option is to either A, reverse, which if you ask me is the wrong opinion, but what the guy should have done was just keep going forward and turn in towards the DD. Yes, you are not going to move fast, it's not going to be a quick reaction, but I can guarantee you torps were sent. You know what, nobody's going to say that, and you probably would have only eaten one, if not completely missed the torpedoes completely. Now the one downside to the German DD line is that smoke doesn't last very long, and with 2 fires on this guy, I'm pretty sure his DCP's down. There's no way he's going to be able to survive a Ranger dropping bombs on him. The torpedoes are never going to get there in time, but hey, you know what? You got them. They reload fast. Might as well send them. As he pulls a Kraken Unleash, and I wasn't even paying attention to how many ships he killed, to be honest with you guys. All he's doing is playing to the ship's strength, realizing priority targets. You know, he dealt with the DD, shot at the Kurov for free. Got the Iowa, who was probably getting a little bit greedy. Luckily for him, he had, well, not luckily, he had the foresight enough to shoot the Dallas, which screwed over the battleship, and he was able to get both of those gentlemen. Now, as you can see, the team's still not winning. It's a carrier and the destroyer. On OldSchool's game, while they have a cruiser and 3 battleships. Luckily, the enemy carrier died. Now, we do know that the Leander was last spotted all the way around the 10 line. So he's making a right call on going after the battleships. These guys are going to be easier for him to pick apart than trying to deal with a cruiser. I do believe he's asking the Ranger to find the Leander, focus the Leander, which don't exactly blame a carrier for not wanting to go after a cruiser, but OldSchool can kill these guys a hell of a lot faster than a carrier can, especially after the CV rework. So if you're not going to go after the cruiser, what you should do is spot for the DD. You know what? Even I have enough time to type something in chat for the destroyer, and like, you've got an overhead view. If you see the gentleman smoking up, just keep planes over to spot for him. I'm gonna nitpick here because, you know, this drives me nuts. It's you and the carrier, OldSchool. I think we get it after the first 7 times. Like, I understand you need it, you want it badly. But what I think you should have done in that situation was send your torps against the Byron, then shoot the New York. Send one set. You can send both. I mean, these things are wickedly fast loading torpedoes. Now, luckily, the Carrier has full bomber squad, which means the Byron's not going to kill them fairly quickly. Byron gets 1 lucky hit, make that 2 lucky hits into smoke, and I wouldn't per se luck, but wasn't sure or paying attention to see if you were moving. But that's one heck of a nice dev strike on the Byron. But you know what? You did get the last laugh there, so hats off to you, good sir. We are sitting on 7 kills and a tie game. That's the good news. The bad news is you guys aren't near their cap to stop points, which means you need to get the kill. Even more bad news. The Fuso's defending the cap, which means there's the Leander. Now, the Leander's taking some hits, so the Carrier might be able to sneak something through. And oh, sorry about that voice crack, guys, but I kind of do have a dry throat. He kind of sends one set like, oh god, in case this guy makes something rapid, and then one set on where it's supposed to go. But this is the bad news. Lander steps on your cap. You guys aren't getting points anymore. The enemy is, which is why I said you have to get a kill. The last thing Old School really needs or wants is for the Carrier to die, because the Carrier is actually worth more points than pretty much anything on the board. The Battleship is the next highest, then the Leander, and then Old School. So the last thing you want is the Leander to kill the Carrier, and man, it just looked like that little torpedo just clipped him to get a, what is it, not another death strike, but to get the high caliber, finish off the Leander, and there's 2 minutes left. Fuso's not making it to your cap in 2 minutes. The other thing is you have a Carrier spot for him. Fuso has no sight. The only thing he's going to have is, am I spotted by planes or am I spotted by surface ship? And if he understands the symbols, he's going to know which is which and when he's spotted. So now it becomes a dangerous game of cat and mouse, because I don't know the math. Math, not a strong suit, guys. I can count to 1. That's it. I'm done. I'm exhausted. I need pen and paper for the rest. But the Leander did step on your guys' cap for a little bit and did stop the points. So if Old School dies, there is a chance that the enemy team may win, because my math is just absolutely horrid. And if they do, it's only going to be by 1 or 2 points. So he has to play it safely. And luckily for him, the Fuso's kind of going open water, and the islands that he can use, you're going to know what's he going to do. There's not much for him to really, for this Fuso to really kind of like sneak up on you and catch you by surprise, especially with the Ranger, because his planes can obviously just spot the Fuso. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, guys, geez, these are only 8-kilometer torps. Why is he sending them at a target that's 10 kilometers? Well, you never know. While the Fuso's not exactly a fast ship, it's not exactly a slow ship either, and he may make up the distance to these torpedoes, but the Fuso is no fool. Notice as he goes off detection, and he's going to cut his speed. That's literally all the Fuso had to do to avoid these torps. Time is going to run out. Nothing else is really going to happen, guys. So we are going to go check out the post-battle results from Mr. Old School Gaming. And don't forget to go check out his YouTube channel. And hopefully, or maybe I put another one of those annotation things here. Now, I do hope you guys enjoyed this replay from Old School Gaming, and his never say die attitude, always playing for the win. And I'm sure somebody's going to say, well, the enemy team threw. I like to look at it as Old School outplayed them and never gave up and always was trying to win the game. And that's what I really liked about this replay and his attitude. Please don't forget to go check out his channel for the third time. Hopefully that's the charm to make you go check it out. Don't forget to check out our favorite streamers. The links to that will be in the description below, along with Old School's a link to Old School Gaming's YouTube channel. We do appreciate all the support you guys do give us. We do appreciate. We do love the replays you send us. The email for that is in the description down below. Please remember to compliment good teamwork, good team play. We are quick to report, slow to compliment. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and have yourselves one heck of a great day.